Yeah, I think it's very simple. I'm really interested. The older I get more and more interested in the blurring of reality and the world that we've created. It was absolutely true on The Passion. For me, I actually lost contact between what was real and what wasn't real on the Passion. I think a lot of people in the audience, a lot of people, because it was the town, and the town came out, and the town witnessed this thing. And I think a lot of the conversations I had with people was, well, they didn't know what was real anymore. And I love that. I think that's a really interesting and creative state for people to be in. And so it's always my goal to put the audience into that position. That's the point of working outside. It's the point of working in a really iconic site that's giving you so much story already that all we have to do is just put in the simplest clues. And for an audience, I love that state where they don't know, is this real? Was that meant? How have you organised the moon? Trade secret.
Sounds really is that kind of that's stepping into a world, isn't it, and being so lost in it. I suppose the site is so important for that, is it? Because
it's massively
being
important.
a real player. And I suppose because and you guys have talked about landscape theatre, as this kind of key thing that you do, and I suppose basing that you are in a real place, and it's not you're seeing this wonderful story, but
I can give you an example. In Cornwall, we worked on on the top of a mine, and we were doing a project about the underworld, and we were taking people into the underworld. So we started on the top, and we had to drop down this hill. But on our right, there was a huge viaduct which carried the main line to Penzance to Paddington. So at least twice in the show, a train would go by. But because it's a real place and you work with things, rather than you don't try and fight it, you can't fight a train going through the show twice. It became quite clear that after a while, all we needed to do was have Hades, guardian of the underworld, wave at the train when it went past. And because we were performing for 3 weeks, people used to wave back. They used to toot the whole, and so the trains were suddenly his, and they were carrying the dead backwards and forwards across the underworld. And you think it was such a simple gesture. That's all he had to do, and the audience just absolutely took that. That somehow this is now part of our world, and I think that's the thing I love. With the smallest clue, with the smallest hint, you can look at the whole landscape as far as you can see, and it becomes yours. It becomes part of the world that is telling the story.